Okay, let's take a tour through Uncle Jimmy's garden. First, look, we have these hydrangeas about ready to bloom. They're going to be beautiful big white puffy blooms. Then we have this herb box. I built this puppy. I built two of them. The one in the front yard has sunflowers that are going to grow. This one has some parsley, some dill, some sage, dill, rosemary, dill. This is thyme, smells really good. More dill, and some basil. Mainly this is for Phoebe. And in the first box, it is just growing like crazy. But we have these little militia gnomes to protect the garden, and we got this giant snail, and we got another militia gnome back there protecting the garden. But I have these little plants that are little attractors, little bee attractors that you set around the garden, like these guys here. But I have some onions. I've already taken a couple of these out. They're really good when they're small, they're sweet. I have these tomato plants that are really starting to grow, like really tall. They're just getting ready to start producing tomatoes, you can see here. Then on the end of it, I have these sweet peas that are growing, and I take these and I feed them to Phoebe and put them in a salad. They're really good. More tomato plants. This one's getting really big, look at that. And then I have some Brussels sprouts. These big stalks are gonna grow. I have a couple of these, but you can see, look at the little Brussels sprouts, a little starting to pop up here. The little tiny nubbins. Oop, where can you see it? There it is, right there. So these will get little big balls of Brussels sprouts. Then I have more bee-friendly plants on the end down here. And then I have a bunch of other tomatoes. This is a Roma tomato. I'm gonna make spaghetti sauce or pizza sauce out of this. Then on the end I have some lavender. So this attracts more bees. And then on the other side of it, I have onions and garlic. Garlic are over there. More Brussels sprouts. You can see these are getting ready to make some Roma tomatoes. And then more onions here on this side. And then I have this cucumber that normally grows on the ground, but I trellis it up. A trellis like this, I tie them up, and the little cucumbers will grow and hang. That way it doesn't take up as much space. Pretty cool, huh? And it's going to keep going and going and going up there. Then on the other side, I'm in between the two boxes, I have some strawberries there. These are good strawberries. I have this pumpkin, baby pumpkin. This is called the orange smoothie. These are made for pumpkin pies, so this should be ready by Halloween, I hope. We'll see. I have some more cucumbers here for salads, some green beans. These didn't do so well. They're grew small because there was a bunch of cauliflower that covered them. But I've since eaten them. They were here, here, and here. More tomato plants, more basil. This is for Phoebe. This is cilantro. And I let this grow up, see how it makes flowers. And this attracts the bees. And then down here, I have carrots. You can see there's some carrots. I've already picked some. Over here I picked a bunch, they're gone now. And you cook them, eat them with steak. They were good. More flowers, more flowers. Then on the other side of it, I have more flowers. And then I have this bags here. These bags. These are all tomatoes. So this is gonna make I'm gonna jar a bunch of tomato sauce with aroma tomatoes, really good. More Brussels sprouts. And then here I have the last cauliflower. And he's getting ready, he's almost ready. You can see him in there, cauliflower. I just had one last night, it was really good. And then more flowers. And then over here we have strawberries, 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 strawberries. And then I have artichokes. And what I did with these is I let them bloom. See what happens when you bloom? They start to open up like that and they create these beautiful purple. And look at all the pollen on here. Look at that pollen. There's so much. This really attracts the bees. Look at that pollen. So this artichoke is ready to pick. And more over here. Woohoo! And then on the back side, I've got sweet potatoes. See all these sweet potatoes growing. These will all grow up really big, and the sweet potatoes are buried. And I created these, bought these at the grocery store, and they grew these little things here. They're called slips. And I took them off, and I planted them like that, all over the place. And probably fall time I'll have a bunch of these sweet potatoes in the ground. Yeah, baby. So there you have it. That's the garden. This year's done really well because I paid attention to the dirt. And what that means is I put in compost and mixed it up with regular dirt and made compost, and then I did this, the secret. Little militia gnome inside here. I put dirt and I put food like banana peels and other things, just like vegetables. And there's earthworms and they're eating the food, and you can see the earthworms here. So this bucket, earthworms are key. So this bucket has holes all around it, and I put the food, put earthworms in here, cover it and keep it wet, and then I feed it, and the earthworms will leave, go in here, feed, or through the soil, and then come back and eat. And they can travel 100 feet a day, and they just keep the soil completely fertilized. And I did the same thing in here. Down in here is another one, that little bucket there. And there you go. That's the garden. Did good this year so far. We'll see what happens. More to come.